The mangled remains of this grey Toyota minivan, driven at the time by 28-year-old Marcelo Aguilar, was towed to Concepcion Village this morning. Its considerably damaged body suggests the speed with which it violently collided into a freight truck traveling in the opposite direction. The rental was one of 3 vehicles involved in a fatal pileup overnight along the Philip Golson Highway, a short distance away from the COROZAL free zone. Assistant Superintendent Daniel Arzu.
Sometime around 8 p.m. yesterday evening, being the 15th January 14, police responded to a road traffic accident between miles 87 and 88 on the Philip Golson International Highway. There they observed a truck, twin-wheeler truck, overturned and a grey minivan extensively damaged. Also on the scene was also a red pickup apparently involved in the traffic accident.
The upside-down 10-wheeler careened sharply before coming to rest on the side of the highway. Its driver, identified as 44-year-old Servando Salazar, survived the impact of the accident. Behind him, another vehicle carrying a customs officer and his wife was also hit.
The pickup itself also sustained damages, but the minivan have extensive damages. As a result of the accident, apparently the driver was flown out of the minivan, the driver of the minivan, and landed on the highway. Apparently he sustained head and body injuries, and he was rushed to the COROZAL Community Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Aguilar's passengers, both from Concepcion Village, were also badly injured. 21-year-old Nelson Pech and 16-year-old Francisco Hernandez suffered injuries to the head and foot, as well as abrasions to the right side of the chest, respectively. His uncle was at their family residence when he received word of the tragedy.
Me llamaron como en eso de las 8
At 8:45, he received a call that there was an accident on the highway, and that he's not sure. They were not sure if whether the guy is dead or what. So when the person that called him reached at the area, the scene, they confirmed that yes, he was dead.
The body of the father of 2, who began driving taxis at the age of 18, was strewn across the highway. Gabriel Pott, the above-mentioned customs officer, and his wife Elodia also sustained varying degrees of harm. He received a large cut wound to the right side of his face and nose, while his wife complained of pain and abrasions to the chest.
There were 2 passengers in the minivan. Those passengers sustained injuries, minor injuries. They were as well rushed to the COROZAL Community Hospital, where they were treated, and they are in stable condition. The driver and the passenger of the red pickup, the custom officer and his wife, also sustained injuries. They were also treated at the COROZAL Community Hospital and were subsequently released.
A police investigation into the road traffic accident remains ongoing. Included is a sobriety test to determine whether alcohol was a factor.
In terms of alcohol, I would not want to speculate, but our investigators are ensuring that sobriety tests are obtained from drivers. In the view of the investigation, it would appear that there was speeding, looking at the wreckage or the damages that is at the scene. And that speeding obviously could be either by the van, the minivan, or the driver of the 10-wheel truck. But the vehicle are quite extensive in damages, and that spells out that there was some form of speeding indeed.
The loss of their loved one comes as a shock to Aguilar's family. The mood around the home was noticeably somber. He was the second of 8 children to his parents. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.